Hello. Um, this is a new channel for me. This channel is going to deal with epilepsy, something I have suffered with. I am 59 years old right now. And by the way, my name is CJ. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself to begin with, but my name is CJ. Um, I'm 59 years old. I have lived with epilepsy since I have been 4 years old. So for 55 years now, I've lived with epilepsy. Been in and out of hospitals. My first seizure was a grand mal seizure. There's a whole story behind that. I was traumatized, and that's why um, I developed epilepsy. Um, I am from Michigan, so the story will be that I'm going to tell will be kind of in depth on just around the state of Michigan because at 4 years old when I was traumatized and I got epilepsy. Um, this is where everything took place at. So I'm gonna expand on this channel. I'm gonna try to make one video a week, possibly two videos a week. And I want to cover a lot of different bases on what helps me. I mean, the hospital that I went to, I was in a hospital for 9 weeks in Detroit, Michigan. The hospital is no longer there. That was back when I was 12 years old. In fact, I had my 13th birthday in the hospital. So I turned a teenager while I was in the hospital. Quite a different experience, and I'll touch on that too later on, maybe in a different episode. But I know a lot of people out there have a lot worse stories than what I have. I mean, to me, it was a very bad story. Of course, I was only 4 years old. Um, you know, didn't know about this, didn't expect for this to happen. But being 4 years old, I still remember it in my mind. I still remember everything that happened to me at 4 years old. The story is I was being watched by my sister. Year was 1967. As far as I know, 1967. I would have been 4 years old. Yeah, I'm an old guy. So, 4 years old, I had a neighbor that lived next door to me. He was an older teenager kid. He's probably about 9 years old, 10 years older than I was at the time. So he lived directly next door to me. My sister was watching me, and my parents were gone. It was just my sister and me. So I snuck out the back door down our driveway, walked next door, got onto his porch, where I knocked on the door. Just being a kid knocking on the door, 4 years old. Why I shouldn't even have been outside the house. I was next door, and my sister had no clue where I was at. I was 4 years old and walking around a big city neighborhood. I mean, it was a mid-sized city, not huge, but mid-sized city. Very busy road I lived on. A lot of cars, a lot of traffic. So, I mean, anything could have happened to me. But the thing that happened to me was I went and knocked on the door. I don't know if I knocked on it. He heard me outside the porch. That part is a little, no, it's not really there. What happened after that is definitely there, but how he got me in the house, I don't know. But all I remember is him grabbing me by the hair of my head at 4 years old and dragging me inside the house. Soon to find out his parents weren't there, and he went and grabbed a butcher knife, big butcher knife, and I remember him dragging me through the house by the hair of my head with a knife up against my throat. And at 4 years old, I was very traumatized because anybody would at any age, having a knife held to your throat and that, this is still, every time I talk about it, I get a little emotional. I'm sorry about that. Don't mean to, but it was just something that happened that changed the course of my life, and my whole life, and I couldn't do anything, being 4 years old. So he's dragging me through the house. They had a smaller 2-story home, And like I said, his parents weren't there. But as he was dragging me around the house and held a knife to my throat, at 4 years old, I'm trying to, uh, it's a flight or fight type response. So, you know, like anybody, I would fight, until I could get out of the house. So what ended up happening is I didn't know his sister was there, and his sister was older than he was, and she got it to where she distracted him enough to where I could, at 4 years old, the door was open, the door was open, the screen door was like closed kind of, but the wooden heavy door was open. So what I did is I got away. I ran back to my house next door, got over to my house. As far as what my sister tells me from that point and what happened to me after that point, I don't remember, just from what I was told. But from what I was told is the house was directly next door to his house. So we had a fence in between, a chain link fence in between our driveway, and his yard. So when I ran out the front of the house, I went right to our driveway, which was a stone dirt driveway, ran to the back door of the apartment we lived in. We lived in an apartment, a lower apartment, and there was an upper part. We lived in the lower side. And ran into the kitchen. That took me into the kitchen. And when I got into the kitchen, all I remember my sister saying was, "Where were you at?" And after that, I went into a convulsive grand mal seizure. Both my parents were at work, and as far as I know from what I was told, is that she called my parents at work. Ambulance was called. I was taken to the hospital, and again, as far as I know, I was in a coma for 2 days, all because of this jerk. And after that, when I got out of the coma and out of the hospital, I then had seizures on a regular basis. I was constantly having seizures. I hadn't even started kindergarten yet, and I'm having all these seizures. My parents' life changed. I'm sure they had to find somebody to watch me. I couldn't, I was having seizures. I didn't have that's the only grand mal seizure I had, is when I ran to the house. After that, I had what was called, I think it was called petit mal seizures. And then it went from petit mal seizures to psychomotor seizures. I know they call them something completely different now, but they have different levels for them. I think grand mal is still called grand mal, I believe. But yeah, I had seizures on a regular basis. I went to school. I would have seizures out on the playground at the elementary school. It was only I think we were full day out, kindergarten, I believe. Anyways, I'm getting off base here. But so I'd have seizures on a regular basis, all the time. And, went to school, had to deal with the ridicule from the teachers who started it. It wasn't the kids who started it, and making fun of me for having seizures. It was the actual teachers in the school that would call me out in class in front of the students. So of course, the students thought it was funny. I had a lot of good teachers too. I had one teacher, gym teacher. I won't say his name. He just died recently last year. I found out. Very nice guy. And he had epilepsy too. But I didn't find this out till 5th grade. In elementary school. We went to 6th grade then, and 7th started junior high, so we went to a different school in 7th. But in 5th grade, he took me aside and said, I want to talk to you. And I said, okay, because he knew I had seizures. He knew I was getting picked on by teachers and students, you know. So he had a talk with me, sat me down, and told me, that he had epilepsy too, which was very comforting to know. I mean, somebody close to you that was in the school and you kind of looked up to. Anyways, I looked up to him. I thought he was a great gym teacher. I love sports and everything else. I love playing. I couldn't participate in a lot of sports because of my seizures, and that's something that also held me back. But it was good to know. It was great to know, actually. He sat me down and, had a talk with me and let me know he had seizures. And talked to me and said, you can do anything you want to do. Don't let the seizures hold you back. It's a hidden handicap. Well, it was kind of a hidden handicap. And they say hidden handicap, that's kind of broad definition there. Because a lot of people, when I had a seizure, what would happen with me is my bottom lip would quiver. It would go kind of like that. And I would stare out into space. My eyes would get a little wide. And I'd stare out into space. So yeah, that's what would happen to me. So you couldn't recognize it unless you looked at me directly and said, oh my God, something wrong. His bottom lip is quivering. He's staring out into space and he's not responding to me when I talk to him. That's exactly the way I was. It was getting milder as I got older. Like I said, the first one, grand mal, then I went to petit mal, then I went to psychomotor. And it was slowly decreasing, but and that, to this day, those are the type of seizures I have. I don't have them a lot. I'm on medication to where they're controlled. I take I take take the same medication 2 times a day. I take 5 pills a day, which was a lot less than what I was taking when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was taking 11 pills per day. And these medications weren't like what they are now. They were strong medications. Phenobarbital, Tegretol, Dilantin. Those type of pills, if you look those up, not really good for you. I wouldn't say they really help the seizures. The stuff that's out there now is a lot better, the medications are. But that's what I want to get over, and that's what I want to talk about in later episodes of this channel. I want to talk about diet, some exercise, if you can do that. I know a lot of people out there have seizures to where they can't exercise. I can't really exercise either because if I got to know my limitation. You have limitations when you have epilepsy. Not everybody, but when you exercise, and I can only do it so much. I can't do it strenuously like the spin classes my daughter goes to, and things like that. My son, he lifts a lot of weights but I can only do so much. And if I do too much, exhilarate myself, then I have seizures. And that was a big thing when I was a kid. I mean, I couldn't overexert myself. I couldn't be out in the heat too long, because if I was out in the heat too long, you get overheated and I could have a seizure. A lot of things weren't known back at that time in the 70s, or late 60s, early 70s. A lot of things weren't known. You were looked upon as being weird, and it's a handicap, I mean, a lot of people have epilepsy, and a lot of people have a lot worse than I do. A lot of people have a lot of worse situations when they were younger than what I have. And so getting back to the story, the teacher, Mr. P, I'll just call him Mr. P. Mr. P sat me down and said, hey, when I was younger and I had seizures, I always thought this was it. This is my life. This is how I'm going to live my life. Nothing's going to be good. I can't do anything, and It's going to constantly be with me, and I'm never going to amount to anything in life. That's untrue. You are going to amount to something in life, and you can amount to something in life. You just have to positively think that in your mind every day. I mean, if it takes putting up signs in your bathroom, it takes signs putting signs up in your bedroom, wherever you go, into what room, put positive signs up and say, I can do this today. You know, I can succeed in life. I mean, whatever, there's all kinds out there, all kinds of sayings, and just read them, go by them, do I am affirmations on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. It all helps. But I want to talk about, this is the channel that I want to make. And like I said, I want to make a video every week. I want to come down here, like my backdrop, pretty cool. Think outside the box. Live in the dream. You know, live the dream. Live your life, man. You know, just because you have epilepsy, I mean, some people, like I said, are more severe than others. You know, but you can do it. You know, and this is what I want to go over. I want to go over things that help me out, or have helped me out in life, and what I'm doing now, to where I almost don't need any medication. I still take my medication, because I think if I got off of it completely, I would have some. But because of my diet and other things I do, it really helps out. And I want to go over in this channel on what I eat, what I recommend to eat. I mean, it's not going to work for everybody. You're going to have to fine tune it for yourself. But get off the main thing, and I'm going to go over this in the channel. I'm going to tell you this right now, the first episode, the biggest 2 factors that you're probably doing. Everybody does. I still do it to a little bit of an extent, but I really, really watch it. Number 1, sugar. Get off sugar, or cut your sugar intake half to 3/4. Get it out. It's no good for you. It's causing you seizures. It's causing you to have seizures. Carbohydrates, number 2. Bad. Real bad. Sugar and carbohydrates combined, carbohydrates will make you have seizures. I'm not a doctor. I mean, I'm not trying to give you medical advice. I'm trying to tell you what works for me. And it could work for you, okay? But I can honestly tell you, and a lot of people out there will tell you this too, sugar and carbs are the worst 2 things you can put in your body besides alcohol. Alcohol is number 3. There is 3. Sugar, carbs, alcohol. Cut them out. It will change your life. You'll lose weight. You'll feel better. You'll quit having seizures. Your mind will be clear. Everything. I mean, I cut out bread. If I cut out bread, I cut out bread. I don't eat bread anymore. I mean, there's very slim occasions. I mean, you can have bread, but I don't. I'll get off bread, and I won't even eat it for like 6 months. Okay, I might have a sandwich, tuna fish sandwich or something, you know, a little bit of mayonnaise on it or whatever, and that's one sandwich, and I won't eat it again for another 6 months. You know, bread's got a lot of sugar in it, so you got your carbs and sugar in bread. Terrible, 2 terrible combinations. Couldn't be any worse for you if you have epilepsy or anything. It's not just epilepsy. Epilepsy, it's inflammation. Which, that's another reason I had inflammation. I had gout from eating too much of this crap that you put in your body. So, I know I'm going long here. I wanted to kind of introduce myself. My name again is CJ. I'm 59 years old, and I've lived with epilepsy for 55 years. And I went through a lot of trial and tribulations, and I hope you join my channel. Like and subscribe if you like this. I mean, if you do like the content and what I've got to offer right now, there'll be a lot more. I'll get a lot better. I'm not used to being in front of a camera. That's not me. So, but I want to get out there and let people know that, hey, I'm here to help. You know, if you have a comment, you have a story, if you have epilepsy of any kind of hidden handicap, if you have Tourette's, I don't know much about it, but I know this probably could help you. Or certain kind of handicaps that you want to talk about, comment down below. Let me know. Let me know what you think. If you like this channel, give me a thumbs up. If you want to comment down below. Let me know your story. I'm here for your stories. I'm here to help you out. I want to help you out. And I think this would be good for both of us. It helps me to talk about it. It helps me to talk about it with other people. I mean, I can talk about my wife, but my wife's never had epilepsy, so, she doesn't know about it. But the people out there, family members, if you're a mother or father of someone that has epilepsy and your child can't talk, or your adult child can't talk about it, and you can, let me know how you feel. Let me know, your story, what's going on in your life, If you're dealing with this, being a new parent dealing with this, I couldn't imagine. I mean, if my kid, thank God, my kids did not ever get this. I have two beautiful kids, a boy and a girl, and they're much older now. You can get this at any time in your life, okay? But they didn't get it. So I thank God for that every day. And but let me know your story. Let me know if you're dealing with it. Let me know if you have a child that's dealing with it. If you're a grandparent and you want to know how to deal with your grandkids on this, let me know. I'm going to try to put the videos out on Saturdays. Might be out on Sundays. I'll probably film on Saturday and put the video out on Sunday or Saturday. But it will be out during the weekends. And if I make another video, I'll let you know. The only way you're going to know if I make another video is subscribe and hit the bell notification button. And that will give you all my videos that I make. You won't have to worry about it. They'll be on your phone or your computer, and all you got to do is click on them. So again, thank you for watching this 22-minute video already. Again, I hope to see you back here again. I'll be putting one out next week. Thank you very much, and God bless you all, and have a blessed day.